Hola, hola, ¿cómo están todos? Bueno, este podcast va a ser muy diferente a todos porque va a ser en español y en inglés. Tengo un invitado muy especial y vamos en unos 2 minutos a dar la bienvenida con el intro de mi podcast que se llama Yo no hablo así. No, mentira, yo no estoy enojado, yo no estoy enojado, yo hablo así. Pero ya vamos a empezarlo en 1 minuto, vamos a empezar con el intro. Los que están en TikTok no van a ver sino a oír y van a oír parte de mi podcast que ya lo estamos creando, ¿ok? Bueno, vamos a empezar con en 1 minutito, vamos a ver el intro de Yo no estoy enojado, yo hablo así, es el nombre de mi podcast que pronto van a ver que vamos a lanzarlo en vivo, algunos grabados como este es virtual porque Michael vive en la ciudad de Los Ángeles, lo conocí, pero bueno, ya van a saber cómo lo conocí y por qué lo estoy invitando. Ok, ya le voy a dar la señal a Adriana para que empecemos en un minutito. Vamos a empezar. Bendiciones. Hola Úrsula, hola a todos los que se están conectando. Este podcast va a ser un poco original. Vamos, empezamos, Adriana. Bueno, bienvenidos a mi podcast. Yo no estoy enojado, yo hablo así. Este podcast va a ser en español e inglés. This podcast is going to be in Spanish and English because my guest is a director. But this director is very, very, very different. This director is my friend, but besides that, we're going to see. Let's go. Hey, welcome to MICHAEL BAZ. What's up, my friend?
What's up, brother? I'm happy to be here.
Okay, my friend, it's a great pleasure to see you tonight.
Thank you.
I'm going to try to translate, because most of my audience are the Spanish speakers. If you want to try your Spanish, well, this is your opportunity, all right?
All right, I'll try. It may be Spanglish, part Spanish, part English.
Cool. Okay, guys, let me say if Michael Baez is a writer and director. He is from New York, right?
Yeah, that's right. Born and raised in New York originally. Now I'm living in California, but I'm from New York.
Right. Él vive en Los Ángeles. He lives in Los Angeles, but él originariamente es de Nueva York. Sí. Pero su background es originario de Puerto Rico.
That's right. Puerto Rican, baby. Boricua.
Él es Boricua, la isla del encanto. Casualmente hoy empezó un cliente. Yesterday. I have a client from Puerto Rico. Sí, señor.
Oh, I love it. Perfect. Actually, the guy who's composing the music for me for the movie, he follows you on social media. He's like, "Oh, I know him. I follow."
Are you serious? That's great. Yeah. Okay, let's go start from the beginning.
Yeah.
I met Michael through. Yo me conocí a Michael por una amiga común, for Angie Castro. He's from Colombia. He's an actor, a producer. Yeah, she told me, "Oh my God, Fernando, I have a friend of mine. He's a director, a writer, and he's he's planning to shoot his movie in Mexico.
Yes.
And I would love to see you to read for some character." And that was what, 3 years ago?
3 years ago, yes, that's right.
Right. Yes. Eso fue más o menos hace 3 años.
Yes.
So that's how I met Michael. But this is the esta es la parte más interesante. This is a very interesting part. I didn't even know he's a yoga instructor.
Yes.
When I met with him, then obviously I started looking for his social media. He says yoga instructor.
Yeah.
For me, it was very, oh my God, because I'm a personal trainer, I'm an actor, writer, and so it's a lot in common between us, right?
Yes.
So let's go start from the beginning. Who is Michael Baez? Who was first, yoga or the love for making movies, writer, director? Let's go. I started.
Yes. Actually, I started out wanting to be an actor when I was a kid. When I was about 8 years old or so, I wanted to be an actor. And my mom, who's very supportive, said, okay, let's get you into classes. I started auditioning. I was living in New York. So I started to book a lot of work for student films. A lot of students who were doing NYU program, I was doing short films with them. So that's how I actually got my start. And I did a bunch of short films and student films. And at some point, I was like, I don't know if I like this. I don't, I wanted to do something else. And I got involved in the martial arts. So I actually studied martial arts. Yeah, I don't know if you even knew that one. So
Yeah,
from
I think
13,
you told me. I think you
yeah,
told me
cool.
about that. Yeah.
So from 13 to 23, I was just studying martial arts. I got my second degree black belt. I was teaching. I was competing in tournaments all over the U.S. Even in Puerto Rico, I did a tournament, and that was my life. I just was solely focused on martial arts. But in the back of my mind, I was, oh, I still love the entertainment business. I still something about it that really calls to me. But I decided I didn't want to be an actor. I wanted to be a director and a writer. I was on the set of the movie Carlito's Way with Al Pacino and Brian De
Oh my
Palma.
God.
Great
Oh my
movie. And I was
God.
looking around on set. I was an extra. And I said, I want to be that guy. And Brian De Palma was the one running the show. I said, I want to be that guy right there.
Let's stop right there.
Yes.
What was the? I know you already said that, but what is the reason you didn't like being an actor? What was the principal thing you rather to be a director to be an actor?
Yes, I think the main thing was that auditioning. I didn't like auditioning. I didn't like.
Nobody
I
likes.
love. No one likes it,
Nobody
right? I think
likes.
that's just the worst.
I don't think so any actor like that.
It's awful. It's awful. I think as a director now, it's unfair. I think that we give the actors just a little bit of the script. That they don't get the whole script. They have
Yeah.
to come into a room with a bunch of people who look just like them. It's very nerve wracking. It's
Right.
very competitive. You go in there, you're there for a minute. It took you 20 minutes, 30 minutes to get there, find parking or whatever you're doing, and then you're out in no time. And then maybe you get a call, maybe you don't. It's just it's a lot of, I don't know. I just couldn't deal with that. I was very tired of that. So that was the thing that really turned me off was auditioning.
Let me tell you another thing. You know for sure. What is the? You know what is the worst part to be an actor?
Yes.
That you never know. You
Yeah.
can go to the grave.
Yes.
You never know
Yeah.
what was the reason you didn't get the part.
That's right.
You go with that, in your mind. I did it wrong. Like again.
I know.
Nobody called you say, you know what, Fernando, you were
This is
great.
what.
You
Yeah.
were so short. You were
Yeah.
great, but you were exactly what we're looking for. You
Yeah.
did good job. Done. You know what I mean?
Yes,
That's
I agree. I agree, and I think that as a director and having had very little experience in acting, I'm not going to call myself a professional actor, but having had that experience as a child, going through the audition process, feeling how it did feel unfair, it did feel, it wasn't stacked in my favor. I felt it was more against us as an actors. Now as a director, I try to do something completely different. So now, luckily,
wait. Because
yeah,
I enjoy this just too much. So how many auditions you did?
now you got to figure out when I was for probably 8 or 9 years old till maybe 11 or 12. So somewhere within that window,
Oh, it was a lot.
maybe
It
two or
was a
three
lot.
years, auditioning in New York. And again, mostly getting student films. And that's the great thing about living in New York. NYU is one of the biggest film schools in the
Yep.
world. There was
Yep.
always a lot of things to audition for. But I found myself mostly doing student films, which is great because then, subconsciously, I think it put me in the set of independent filmmakers. So I saw that you can make a project with a very small crew. It wasn't until I was on the Brian De Palma Carlito's Way when I saw this gigantic crew, gigantic set. They built the set, all the cameras, it was set in the 70s. So the wardrobe, then it was like, wow, this is movie
Wow.
magic.
A classic. It's one of the best movies.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
love it.
God.
I love it. Yeah, it's where I think everyone discovered John Leguizamo and Louis Guzman.
Yep.
Benny Blanco from
Yep.
the Bronx and Pachanga. To this
Right.
day, whenever I actually became friends with Louis Guzman. To this day, whenever people see Louis, they're always like, "Hey, Pachanga, Pachanga."
That's great. That's a great opportunity.
Yes.
So in that moment, you decided to be a director. What you did after that?
Yeah.
What
So
was the
luckily,
next step?
I said, okay, I'm going to just go into this directing path. And I've always been a fan of personal development and seminars and motivation and reading books of inspiration. And I went to a seminar by Tony Robbins, and many people may be familiar with him. He's a life coach, a success coach, probably one of the first ones. Now everyone's a success coach. Everyone does that.
Now
But he was one of the first ones. Yeah,
now is one of those.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So he's in my opinion, he's by far the best. So I was at his seminar, and his seminar is based on facing your fears and living your dream and really setting a high standard for yourself. So I decided, I want to do a seminar. And one of the first activities he has us do is climb a pole that's probably double the size of a telephone pole, just a really tall pole. And we have to climb the pole. And when we get to the top, we have to jump off the pole onto a trapeze and then come down. And he says, look, if you can get yourself, it's pretty bizarre. You should look it up. It's amazing.
My God.
So that the idea is that if you can get yourself to do something that seemed impossible, to climb this 60-foot pole, get to the top. Now you have a harness, so you're safe. You have a helmet in case you fall.
Of course.
But it's still scary.
You have to jump.
It's still scary. Then you get to the top of that, and then you got to jump off of it, which is frightening as well. And I think the metaphor that he says is if you can get yourself to do this, then what else can you do? So I declared in my mind, if I can climb that pole, if I could jump off and get that trapeze, I'm going to be a director. And that was it. So sure enough, I did it, and I grabbed the trapeze and I came down and I said, I'm a director. I had no film experience in terms of like writing or directing or producing. I didn't know what I was doing. But in my mind, I was like, I'm a director. And that was the first thing. I think it's important for you to get the psychology of like, this is who I am, or this is who I'm going to become. And then everything else started to unfold from there.
How old you were?
I was 22 years old, around 22 years old.
Let me hold on right there. Listen, guys, we're going to give in the end, like maybe after 40 minutes, you guys can start asking questions with Michael, okay? Let's go enjoy this question, okay, guys? No worries.
The question's coming in already.
you guys can ask anything in Spanish and English, and I will ask him. So, you were 22 when you did that. So, you decided to be a director.
So that was my declaration. Yeah, I decided to be a director. So that was okay. Well, now let me look into schools. So luckily, I was living in New York, and at the time, one of the biggest schools, and still is the New York Film Academy. So I discovered the New York Film Academy. Again, I'm 20, 21, 22 years old, somewhere around there, and it was very expensive. For a young guy my age. I was teaching martial arts, and I was like, okay, I want to go to this school. It's very expensive. So I inquired, I called them. I found out that during December, they offered a scholarship. So it was like half off the tuition. So I applied and they gave it to me, which was very, very helpful. And then my mom and my karate instructor, they helped me so that I can, get the rest of the money. And sure enough, I got into film school.
So you got it in film school and you finished your career or everything?
Yeah, that was it. So back then, now it's a 4-year program. It was only 8 weeks. It was like, learn how to write, direct, shoot, edit in 8 weeks. It was very crash course, and I like that style. That's works for my personality.
To the point, I think. You went to the point.
Get to the point. No right BS. There. You can read the books later on. Right now, let's get you on set. So like the first weekend, we were on set shooting our short films. It was amazing.
Well, let me stop right there because I was very close to, we have very, very similar things.
Yeah.
When I was in Miami, when I moved from Miami to LA, and I was, want to be a writer. You know what I mean? So one of my clients, he's a real writer from Hollywood. I was very fortunate. I was in West Hollywood studio with a lot of celebrities. I saw there Jodie Foster, Bill Shields was in my spinning class. So I was around celebrities because all those personal trainers were next to me with them, and I would try to control myself. Like, oh my God, Jodie Foster is right here. So because that's LA, you know what I mean? You can be going to Starbucks and you see a celebrity. So let me tell you what happened. So one day, our client is a writer, and he started be my client. Let me remember his name. Alice, I remember their name. A great guy. So I told him I'm saving money because I wanna go to the Los Angeles Film School. I was between Los Angeles Film School and New York.
Yes.
You know what he said?
Yes.
don't do that.
Yeah.
What? Don't do that. So
Yeah.
you're a director and you come on for NYU, I think.
Yeah.
You want to learn to direct.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go start doing a short film and say,
That's right.
and my mind changed completely because he's a
Yeah.
director. I want to say that. Say because we're very close. I was saving money, and
Yeah.
I want to learn how to direct. Say no, you want to learn to direct,
Yeah.
direct. So
Yes. I
I think.
agree.
What do you think about that?
I agree. No, absolutely. Because the amount of money you're going to spend on film school, it's astronomical. It could be easily tens of thousands of dollars and up. You could take that money and go do a short film, which is what I did. So even though I was in the New York Film Academy, the fact it was only an 8-week program, and the first weekend we're on set directing, and by the time we were done, we had done I think 3 or 4 short films within the course of 8 weeks, and that gave me the confidence to say, okay, I can do this. I can direct. I know how to write. I know how to shoot. That's the thing. They showed you every aspect of it, which I think is very important as a director, to know how to write, to know how to produce,
Oh,
know how to
absolutely.
shoot, how to edit. Because then even if you don't do those things, at least you understand, and it will help you plan your shots. It'll help you understanding what you really need on set. Because sometimes, as directors, we can either shoot too much or shoot too little. So
Yeah.
it lets you know that, okay, we have it. We got it. We covered the scene from all the different angles. We can move on to the next scene. And that was something that became very helpful, because as I finished the New York Film Academy, because of my martial art background, my karate instructor told me about another karate instructor who owned his own school, who was looking to do a TV commercial. So I was
Okay.
like, yeah, I could do a TV commercial. I just shot a
Okay.
movie. TV
Okay,
commercial, 30 seconds.
let me start right there.
Yeah.
Ok, Carlos, mira, no tienes por qué ofenderme. Yo sé que no entiendes inglés, no me llames
Uh,
ridículo. Mi amigo no habla español, pero hay gente que entiende inglés. Si a ti te desagrada que estemos hablando en inglés, pido disculpas, pero no me llames ridículo. No me culpes porque yo hablo inglés. Yo no estoy tratando de mostrar a nadie que hablo inglés. Lo que pasa es que tengo la capacidad de hablar inglés, pero si a ti te molesta estar en mi live porque hablo inglés, estás bienvenido a largarte de mi live. Te puedes largar y salir de mi live, ¿ok? Antes de que te bloquee. It's okay. So
oh,
I think you understand this, because some people feel offended because we do it in English, bro.
yes,
It's,
yes,
it's, it's, it's sorry for them.
yes,
It's not my
yes,
fault. They can speak English, and I can interview whatever person I want in any
yes.
language I want.
That's right.
Okay,
That's right. That's right.
listo. Sigamos. Oh my God. Okay, let me. Sorry, I know I should ignore him,
Yeah.
but I can. I can. You don't know what he's writing because you're Puerto Rican, and he said you should speak Spanish because what you see that, and I can handle that kind of situation. Okay, so what was your first script or short
So
script?
so
I'm
so
excited to know that.
yeah, so I did a short film called Consequences in Film School. It was a 10-minute short film, and it really got me inspired. And as I said, because of that film, my friend who owned the karate school said, "Hey, I need a commercial," and I started shooting commercials. And I shot 20 years from there, from because of that one
Well,
commercial. I
that's the
shot,
money is in
yeah,
commercial. That's the money is.
I made a lot of money shooting commercials for small businesses, doctors, dentists, lawyers, restaurants, very small businesses in New York. But it was able to give me a lot of experience and confidence shooting so many projects so quickly. So then I did another film. I went back to the Film Academy for the second program, and I did a feature film called Spanish Harlem. It was a 90-minute film. I was only supposed to do a 20-minute film, but I decided I would do a 90-minute film. So I shot an hour and a half movie in 3 weeks.
I'm sorry, I got
Yeah.
lost. How was that? You planning to do what?
Yeah. So in the second program at the New York Film Academy, it was going to be a 12-week program. And they
Okay.
said, okay, in this program, you can shoot 20 minutes. In the first program, it was only 10. In this program, you could shoot 20 minutes. But I had already understood that we have access to the equipment. And if I go last, if I let all my students, all my classmates go first, and I go last, no one would need the equipment after me. So I intentionally said, hey, I'll go last. And then I kept the equipment. And then every week I would ask the guy, hey, can I hold it for one more week? He said, yeah, sure. Can I hold it for one more week? Yeah,
That's
sure.
smart.
So he let me hold it for 3 weeks.
Wow.
I shot a 90-minute movie using the school's equipment in
But
3
it's the
weeks.
best. It's for
And I
sure.
did it.
Film is not. It's the best because the
Yes.
film school have a real film
Yes.
equipment.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
So you did a 90.
That was
Okay.
it.
I
90
want to
minutes.
try. I want to try to resume. Michael
Yeah.
fue a la escuela, siempre él quiso ser actor, pero no le gustó mucho la actuación porque el proceso de casting le parece muy frustrante. Y después estaba en New York, en Carlitos Way, es una película que muchos han visto, Carlitos Way,
Sí.
y él estuvo ahí como extra y conoció a Luis Guzmán y a un montón de actores que aún son amigos de él, y ahí fue donde él se inspiró a que quiso ser director de cine. ¿Y qué ocurrió? Él ha sido siempre un instructor de artes marciales. Which one? Taekwondo?
Yeah, it was a fusion of Taekwondo and Shotokan. The two instructors created like a hybrid style.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was Taekwondo until
Nice.
green belt. Remember I told you?
Good.
Yeah, I was there. The reason I started doing weights because I was in Taekwondo. I wasn't so skinny. I don't have any power.
Yeah.
So my sensei said,
Wow.
I think I told you, you need to start doing a little weights. You just told you are very good with you have a glute flexibility.
Yes.
You don't have a power.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay. And I went to weight training, and the rest is history. Never back to martial arts. So, Michael era una combinación entre taekwondo y which one is the
Shotokan. Sí.
Pero él quería ser director, se inspiró por Carlitos Way, Brian De Palma, y él dijo, yo quiero ser como él, y lo ayudaron, su instructor, su mamá, y se metió a la escuela de New York de film, que es una de las más caras y más prestigiosas de los Estados Unidos, consiguió una beca, what is 25% only?
50% off, 50% scholarship, yeah.
Oh, wow, la mitad fue pagada, y de ahí él empezó a hacer
commercials.
Antes de eso, él conoció a Robin, what's the name?
¿Cuál?
The coaching guy, what's the name?
Tony Robbins.
Sí. Él fue a uno de los
seminars
con Tony Robbins, y con él aprendió a enfrentar sus miedos.
Sí.
Y uno de sus miedos es que no se decidía a querer ser director. Okay, I try to resume.
I love it. Perfect.
Because I think people is going to be more interested in the I'm so excited in this history. So,
yes.
Okay, y él aprovechó que estaba en la escuela, que en el primer periodo eran un corto de 10 minutos, después de 20, y él hizo it's not short at all. It's almost a feature. 90 minutos. So what was about that script? What was the story?
It was called Spanish Harlem, and that's actually a neighborhood in New York. There's East Harlem, which most people know about. I mean, the West Harlem, and then there's East Harlem, which is Spanish Harlem. So it's like they would call it Black Harlem and Spanish Harlem, in the time. Now we just call it Harlem, but Spanish Harlem is another part of New York City, whereas mostly at the time.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's huge.
Yeah. So at the time,
Puerto Ricans, more Puerto Ricans.
Exactly.
Puerto Rican place for you guys.
Yes. My grandparents lived there. My mom lived there. So I spent a lot of time there as a child, and it was a neighborhood that had a huge impact on me. It made me feel my culture, even though I was born and raised in New York. My grandparents from my dad's side.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't. Yes, absolutely. No, I definitely pride myself in being Puerto Rican.
I know you are, and you're very proud of your heritage. I know that, but people don't understand.
But being in that neighborhood. Yeah, being in that neighborhood really made me feel my culture, my roots, the food, the language. I just felt really connected to it. So Spanish Harlem was my way of acknowledging my roots and my culture. So it was basically about a young guy and a group of his friends who want to get into the entertainment industry. And then, the lead character, he winds up getting his girlfriend pregnant, and he decides to be responsible and raise his child. And then later on, his daughter becomes a success in the entertainment industry. So even though he gave,
So that was the 90 minutes.
Yes, that was a 90-minute one. Yes.
Tell me again the name.
Spanish Harlem. Yeah, it was called Spanish Harlem.
You can see that.
Well, the thing is that it was a student film, so it didn't get distribution.
Oh, come on, bro! You know how to copy? You
I gotta go look for it. It's buried in my mom's basement somewhere.
No way, man! This is a treasure.
I know. I gotta find it because that was shot on 16mm film. That was now it's easy. We shoot on all these digital things. We can upload it. But that was like on film, and we have to like transfer it and upload it somehow. Yeah.
So let me tell you something. When I was between go to New York, when I was in Miami, I was
Yeah.
okay. New York, LA, New York, LA.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yes.
I love theater.
Yes.
I think I told you. I'm like, okay, obviously, I want to be in the movies, and I was. So I think I was a good idea what I did. I say, okay, I never been in New York.
Yes.
And I heard New York is amazing, and I think everyone should be one time in July go to
Absolutely.
New York. It's an amazing city.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, I wanna. I've never been in LA either, but I
Yeah.
know LA is a different. It's a beach. It's an ocean.
Yes.
I went to on December to New York
Yeah.
to see if I want to stay there. I say,
December. Oh, that's the worst time.
no, thank you. You know what? What was that? Because I say, okay, let me tell you, I want to be an actor, and I in that moment my English was zero. I don't
Yes.
know where I'm going to work in
Yes.
theater. Wait,
Yes.
so I say, okay, I'd rather be an unemployed actor in
Yeah.
front on the ocean,
Yeah.
sit
Yeah.
down in a chair,
Yes.
than be in the fucking cold winter weather in Central Park. Honestly, that was the reason I went to LA. I was closer to New York because I was in Miami.
Yes.
Like, and I have a friend of mine, Colombian guy, who
Sure.
is in Colombian, it's Queens. It's more Colombian. I don't
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
where.
Queens. Yeah. Jackson Heights. Yeah, that's right. That's where Angie's from.
All Colombians live there.
Yeah.
They say, oh, vente acá, Fernando, yo te ayudo, no te preocupes, parcerito, vengas. Y yo, vamos a ver si me voy a los. No, me fui a LA, pero I don't know if it was a good decision, but I was so close to go.
No, it was
to,
a good decision. It was a good decision.
I
Yeah.
think
Eventually, I moved to California too. So there you go.
at the end. Okay, let's go there. So
Yeah.
after that student thing, what was next?
Yeah. So after doing a bunch of commercials, after doing the student film, after just spending a lot of time, shooting independent, I was like, okay, I think I'm ready to move to California. I've been coming back and forth and building my relationships and friendships and coming to conferences and festivals and meeting people. And it's okay. I think for what I want to do on the independent level, doing Latino films, I think I got to go to California. So sure enough, I came out here in 2002 or so, right after 9/11, after September 11th.
We
Yeah.
moved the same year to LA.
Yes, right after 9/11, I moved to LA.
Oh, I moved in 2002.
Yeah, I think the same year. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a year.
Yeah.
And let me tell you why I know, because after I booked Bad Boys 2,
Yeah.
what was in 2001 where we was shooting in Miami, and I went in the next year to LA and started.
Amazing. Yeah.
Year.
I was there too. I came in that
we
year.
were in the same city, but we met after 20 years.
Amazing.
So you moved there.
Yes.
I'm so excited with this because we have a lot of, how you say in English, similarities.
Yes. Similarities.
A lot. It's amazing how the universe, know.
Yes.
So
I believe in that.
I believe it also.
Yes.
So we moved the same. Él y yo nos mudamos el mismo año a Los Ángeles. Él de Nueva York y yo de Miami, pero no nos conocimos. Amazing. So I'm asking you now, Michael. So what was LA for you? What happened?
LA was wonderful. LA was wonderful. I gotta say, I met a lot of wonderful people. And it's weird because a lot of times people would warn me, "Oh, people in LA are fake. People in LA are phony." And I found that it's just who you surround yourself with. And I was very fortunate to surround myself with other actors who were hungry and other directors and filmmakers who really wanted to do it. So I was very fortunate that the people who I surrounded myself with were positive. They were talented. A lot of them came from other parts of the world. They weren't from LA. Funny. No one's from LA.
Nobody's from LA. Nobody's from LA. It's from everywhere. Not only United States, the world. It's amazing. Everywhere. I love that. I love that. I don't know about you, but I love to be around different cultures because you learn a lot.
Yes. Yeah. So that was it.
So that was 2002. So you got there. So what was next? What happened?
I found myself keep going back and forth to New York. I was always going back because my mom was there, my family was there, so I would go back and visit. But I was getting so many commercials from New York that I went back and started shooting commercials, and I would come back to LA. And I did that for many, many, many years. And then finally, I was at another Tony Robbins seminar, and again, I climbed a pole, and I jumped. And this time I got the inspiration, and then I call it divine inspiration. I believe in a higher power. I believe in God, the universe. And I felt like a message was given to me that I have to open a yoga school because I started to study yoga and I fell in love with yoga. And I got this message, you have to open a yoga school in New York. So I went back to New York and I opened up a yoga school.
So, él llegó y volvió a tomar otro seminario, taller con
Sí.
este Robin, y ahí se le vino otra vez una idea de que él tenía que abrir un estudio de yoga,
Sí.
pero lo abrió en New York.
En Nueva York. Sí.
So, ¿eso fue en qué? ¿2002?
That was in
That was-
2008.
Ah, no,
2008.
that was after, way after,
Yes.
years after.
Yes.
So what was the reason when you started to taking yoga classes? Because I guess
in
you were a
LA.
student.
Yeah, in LA, I was taking yoga classes. One of my friends was an actress. Her name was Onawa Rodriguez. She's a wonderful actress, and she invited me to someone's yoga class. It was my first time. I had been doing martial arts for 10 years. And when I moved to LA, I wasn't doing martial arts, and I wanted to do something physical, but I didn't want to start in martial arts all over again. And I was never been into any other sports. Like martial arts was my thing. When I took that class in somebody's house, it wasn't even at a yoga school. It was at she was giving classes in her living room. I was like, wow, this is amazing. I want to do yoga. So I started taking classes here and there. And then I was back in New York and I found a beautiful studio that I really connected to. And I think that I connected to it both because it had a strong physical practice, but also spiritual. And that was something that was very important to me, to find balance of physical and spiritual.
Absolutely.
And I loved it. And I loved
Absolutely.
it. Yeah.
I don't know you know that, but I have a team.
Yeah.
I have somebody who teach. If you go to my website,
Yes.
obviously it's me, my
Yes.
brother, my son. My brother
Yes.
lives in Arkansas.
Yes.
My son lives in Miami. I have a Reiki. It's a
Yeah.
lady, Alma, in Michigan. She teach Reiki, these chakras.
Yeah.
And I have another one who teach yoga. She lives in Vienna. And
Wow.
she's Mexican.
Amazing.
So that's what I want to do. You can not only be a physical, you have to be a spiritual, and you have to be mental. That is a real, completely, for me.
Yes, I agree.
Everything.
I
You
agree.
can be so great in shape, but you don't have nothing here, and your energy, I think you're very empty.
That's true.
I don't know. I believe in
100%. 100%. I believe.
Thank you. I believe in energy. I believe in to give.
Yes.
Give.
Yes.
It's way better than receive. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
I enjoy so much to give.
No, for sure.
Only money to give.
Yeah. Your time, your energy, your wisdom. Yes.
Okay, so you open your yoga studio in New York.
In New York, in the Bronx, which is
Jennifer Lopez.
Unfortunately, she didn't come to my class, but we had a lot of other wonderful people. No, she didn't. I'm saying she already left. She was already in Hollywood. She wasn't living in the Bronx anymore. But
I think she still is my crush.
Yeah. A lot of people.
I know for too many guys, but was my crush for years. Like this, where I want to meet her. I just want to tell her I'm here. I'm Fernando. I'm still, because it's amazing how she looks now, 50 something.
Incredible.
Esa mujer es preciosa.
She's an inspiration for many people, for sure.
Oh my God. Ella el amor de muchos hombres. Ok, entonces abriste tu yoga studio en New York y ¿qué pasó? ¿Te quedaste allá un tiempo?
It was amazing. It was interesting because in 2009, it was still new to the area. So a lot of people didn't really know what it was. We had to teach them and educate them because they thought that yoga was, first of all, the misconception with yoga is people think that you have to be flexible to do yoga. And we say, no, you do yoga to become flexible.
Exactly.
And that was the big
reason. That's the reason I started taking yoga class. Let me ask you something. Sorry, because I don't want to forget. How you start like a student, but you went to some courses, or just you learn to teach into the practice?
No. I took a lot of classes over the years. I would say since the time I moved to California, I was taking classes here and there. And it wasn't until about 2008 where I found a studio in New York that I fell in love with. And I was like, hey, this is where I want to continue taking classes. This would be like my home studio. Like, this is where I'm going to be. And instead of bouncing around, this is where I'm going to stay. And that was with a wonderful teacher named Andrew Tanner and his partner at the time. Her name was Katie. And it was just a very magical place. I just felt the spiritual connection. I felt the physical. And then later on, I discovered who his teacher was. And Andrew studied from a very famous yoga teacher named Dharma Mitra. And he's actually 84 years old, Dharma,
No.
and still teaches in New York City today. He's an incredible yogi. He's a legend. If you look him up, he's a guru. He's incredible. So then I started taking classes with Dharma directly. And that was it. My life changed.
Dice Michael que él empezó a tomar varias clases, agarró en el grupito que se unió a empezar aprendió, se enamoró del yoga, pero también la persona que él lo inició primero en el yoga, esta persona tomó clases de alguien que 80 años.
84.
84 años y todavía enseña yoga.
En Nueva York, sí, Nueva York.
Nueva York.
Sí,
longevidad total.
Sí.
Y yo te quiero decir algo. I'm going back in Spanish and English.
Yeah, I love it.
Let me tell you, when I started taking yoga was because I was so too much in muscle, and I think I will not. This is not healthy because I don't even can. I tie my this is not right.
Yeah.
This is, I cannot be so all muscle and no flexibility at all.
Right.
Obviously, I said never can I be so completely flexibility because my muscles.
Yes.
You know what?
Yes.
Exactly what you said.
Mm-hmm.
You take yoga to be
become flexible. Yeah, to become flexible. Yeah.
Volverse más flexible porque los músculos se estiran, los ligamentos se estiran. Eso es lo que hace el yoga.
Yes.
Y es lo que yo digo. Yes. El yoga es un tremendo complemento para todo, para la flexibilidad junto con el entrenamiento de pesas que te hace fuerte y la yoga te hace flexible.
That's right.
So where was your studio in New York, and when was the time to go to your studio? Still is there, or you have in both places, or how that works?
I was going back and forth. I was living in California. I was married at the time, and I was running my yoga business in New York, which is crazy. It was putting the strain on the relationship. It was very difficult. She was understanding, but it was very difficult. You know, I just felt this calling to serve the neighborhood where I grew up. I grew up in the Bronx, and I love the neighborhood. And I just felt like I had to bring yoga to the Bronx, and it made a huge impact on many people's lives who were doing yoga for the first time. We've had people who were facing very hard challenges in their life and found healing in yoga. And I just continued to fall in love with it more and more. So I had done my yoga training and my certification, and I continue to grow and keep taking classes and workshops and trainings and certifications. And, you know, it just kept going from there. Then eventually I created my own program. I said, you know what, I really love this. And I want to incorporate a lot of things that I know from Tony Robbins, from different personal development. And I created my own yoga training. So now I actually teach people how to become yoga teachers. And I've been doing that now since 2011. And we've certified over 300 people from all around the world. We've had people fly in.
Stop right there. Michael no solo empezó a dar clases, sino que ahora certifica profesores de yoga y ya se han certificado con él y le han enseñado, él ha enseñado su sistema en más de 300 estudiantes en todo el mundo. ¿Tiene algún nombre? You have any specific name for you?
It's called Awakened Warrior. Awakened Warrior.
Awake es el guerrero.
Awaken, like.
Awaken es como despertar, el guerrero que se despierta.
Something like that, right? Awaken, yeah, exactly.
El despertar del guerrero. I like the name. Yeah, so that's the name of your system?
Yes, that's the name of the yoga program that I created, and it brings in a lot of the philosophy of the martial arts. Like our logo is the yin and yang symbol, and I incorporate martial arts, I incorporate personal development, I incorporate different things in spirituality. Yeah, it's really incredible.
Okay, listen to me, guys. Escuchen, ahorita le preguntan a Michael si quieren tomar ese curso para que lo tomen. You can do those.
Yeah, we do it online. We do it in person.
Oh my God, perfect. So we got there.
Yeah.
So I want to be like a storytelling. I want to go for Act 1, Act 2. I can help it.
Yeah.
We're almost in Act 2.
Okay.
I guess. So we went to oh my God, I didn't even know that, man.
Yeah.
Yo no sabía esto, pero ya van a ver por qué. Cómo nos conocimos, cómo yo soy parte de su película.
Yes.
Thank you so much for letting me part of your movie.
Yeah, we gotta talk about that too.
Oh, we're going there, we're going there. So, Michael, ya llegamos a que tiene su sistema de entrenamiento que te puede entrenar a convertirte en instructor de yoga con su sistema que es el guerrero que se despierta, etcétera, etcétera. Pero entonces, seguiste con tu estudio en New York y ¿cómo hacías? How you can do with back and forth?
It was hard. It was hard. At some point, I had to make a very tough decision, and I decided to come back to New York, to LA permanently, and just focus on the yoga training because it was getting hard to run a business from California and to fly back and forth on the relationship. So I decided to just come back to LA and then just focus on the yoga training, and that took off because everyone, it's very common for people wanting to be yoga teachers in California.
Oh, yeah. So that was good a decision, I guess.
Yeah, it was a good decision. It was a smart decision. Yes. And then at the time we're not together anymore, but my wife at the time and I stayed together, and we have a beautiful son who's now 10 years old. So it was definitely the right decision.
What's the name of my son? What is your
name?
That's
right. They're gonna meet one day. They're gonna hang out.
What is the name of your son?
Isaac.
Isaac.
Yes. Yeah, Isaac. See.
Oh my God, he wants to be an actor, director.
I had him in class today. He doesn't want to be an actor. He loves video games. He's very intelligent. He's very tech savvy. I made him go to yoga today. He was off from school. I was like, okay, you come to yoga, and he does it. I have to twist his arm, but he does. He's pretty good.
Let me tell you, the genes don't, can be. You cannot, no te puedes alejar de los genes.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, it's gonna have something happen. Let me tell you.
Yeah,
so, okay, so now we're in LA. You with your studio, and what happened with the acting? No, well, forget about
the directing.
With the director, that's right there inside, waiting for what's going on.
In the back of my mind, I had a story that I wrote when I was living in New York. A script I wrote it in 1999. It's this really amazing story called Butterfly in the Fire. It took me 2 years to write this script, and it was the first of what's now a trilogy, and it introduces Yoli, it introduces this amazing world. But at the time when I wrote it in New York, it was going to be very, very expensive to shoot the movie. So I put it aside, and I did a bunch of other short films, commercials, as I said, open yoga school, get married, like life. But I always had this script in the back of my mind. I got to do this script one day. So in 2019. Actually, in 2018, I did like a 20-minute version. I said, okay, let me do like a little proof of concept. Let me see if I could just shoot 20 minutes, low budget, just get a small camera, crew, shoot it. And I did. And Angie was working with me, who introduced us, and she got motivated. She got inspired from being on the crew, and she went back to Colombia and she shot her movie, Salsa Mia.
Salsa Mia.
Yeah. And then she called me and says, hey, come to Colombia. You could do your movie over here for a lot cheaper. I was like, oh, I don't know. It's such a New York story. Like the opening scene is on the subway. I said, I don't know if I could do this story in Colombia. So I went to Colombia and I met her crew and her people. She took me around and beautiful. I fell in love with Cali, where she's from, is amazing. And I said, I don't think I could do Butterfly in the Fire there, but I'll do a prequel. I'll write a prequel to Butterfly. So Butterfly would be part 2, and I'll write part 1. And I'll set part 1 for another country. So initially it was going to be Colombia. And that was a project called Muertos, which is the hat that I'm wearing here. And I said, okay, I'm going to do Muertos. So I wrote Muertos in 2019 with the intention of shooting it in Colombia. It didn't work out. So I was thinking, well, I'm from Puerto Rico. Let's shoot in Puerto Rico. And it was very difficult to shoot in Puerto Rico because they are part of the union. So it was going to be crazy expensive to shoot in Puerto Rico. So I couldn't do that. Then the pandemic hits in 2020, and I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? So I go to Mexico just for vacation. Took my girlfriend and her sister there for vacation. We're in Puerto Vallarta. I fell in love with Mexico, and I found it to be way more affordable to live in Mexico than it is in the US. And I said, what if we shoot Muertos in Mexico? And that's where everything changed. My life changed.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Michael está hablando de una historia que él tenía en su mente, porque él siempre pues estudió dirección, pero bueno, el destino pues también se enamoró. You know what? Before I say that, people think you cannot be good in one or more thing.
No, you can't.
Because people think because you and one thing, no. People that, oh, you are now a trainer. No, I've been a trainer before being an actor.
Yes. Yes.
Because people are so square.
Yes.
And when you are an artist, you're an artist in a lot of things. So
That's right.
I'm completely understand you because
Yeah.
you're good in your instructor, but you're a great director. Why
Yes.
cannot be more than
Yes.
good in multiple things?
Yes.
So Michael amó el yoga, abrió su estudio de Nueva York, se fue a LA, pero siempre se acordó de cuando fue a la escuela a estudiar dirección que estudió,
Sí.
de una historia que tenía ahí y eso fue lo que le pregunté, bueno, ¿qué pasó con el director? Porque I know
Sí.
that.
Sí.
I cannot help it. I love to be an actor. I can't.
Yes. Yes.
I love to be a trainer. I've been training since 1987, and now
Wow.
I'm back again.
Wow.
But by the way, I'm going to Dominican Republic next month to
Amazing.
Yeah, thank God.
Wow. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you. So it's like a drug. You can't help it. You have to.
Yes.
You go to rehab. It's you.
Yes.
So Michael siempre quiso hacer esta historia, pero
Sí.
era Butterfly Harling.
Butterfly in the fire. Butterfly in the fire.
Una mariposa en el fuego.
En el fuego,
Pero
sí.
esto pasaba en New York.
Yes.
Pero conoció, a ver, let me see if I got lost. You want to shoot in, obviously.
I did like a short version. I did like a 20-minute short version in New York.
Un corto de esa historia, pero te conocí, te fuiste
Angie, sí. So Angie was working with me.
Te conociste en LA a Angie.
Sí, sí.
Y Angie te dijo, let's go to Colombia.
Yes.
Entonces él conoce a Angie, que es la persona que nos presentó, que es colombiana, caleña, yo la conocí en LA,
Yes.
y le dijo, ella estaba haciendo su proyecto en Colombia y lo invitó a Colombia y le dijo, ¿por qué no haces esa historia en Colombia? Porque es más barata.
Sí.
En Cali.
Sí.
But honestly, you know what, I understand you completely, because when you are writer, every teen movie is in your mind and you can change that.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
You have every character, even how they dress, even how they walk, even how they talk, but right?
Yeah.
You create a world in your mind. I
Yeah.
had that with Int.
Yeah.
But it's somebody said, sorry to change this, but I want to.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true.
Mi historia de, yo tengo un guión que fue a Sundance y pasa en Los Ángeles.
Sí.
And somebody told me, let's go do it in Venezuela. I say, no.
Yeah.
It's another story. It's not going to happen. But
Yeah.
you know, it's hard. You don't say, oh, why not? Let's go before that.
Let's go see. Let's find out.
That's amazing. So, Michael va a Colombia y dice, no, porque mi historia pasa en Harlem, en New York, pero creó una historia antes. Why not?
Sí.
Pero bueno, y ahora en vacaciones viene a México, se enamora de México y el gorro, la gorra que tiene, que soy parte de esa historia, de esa película, se llama Muertos.
Sí.
De ahí creo, because I wanna you talk to, because yo quiero que hables de esto, de la Santa Muerte, de cómo te involucraste. I don't want to skip that. I think it's
yeah, of course.
We're going there. I know we're going there. So, crea la película, viene a México, se enamora de México y sale más barato. Todo en Estados Unidos es carísimo y más filmar una película. Entonces, crea la película Muertos. We are there. How that came from? Muertos, ¿de dónde llegó? ¿De dónde viene?
Muertos, it's the prequel to Butterfly. And I just took a scene from Butterfly and said, okay, I'm going to build the movie around this scene. I'm going to build the movie around this incident that happens between Yoli and her boyfriend Xavier, and what happens to her dad Santiago, which you played in De La Cruz. So I wanted to take this incident and really expand on that. So I showed it in a flashback in Butterfly. Okay, let me show the entire story in Muertos, and that's how I approached it. And
Él tiene una escena de la historia esa que él siempre ha querido hacer, que ocurre entre la protagonista, que es Yoli, Xavier, que es su novio, su papá soy yo, pero hay algo que toca esa parte, que es la que vamos a hablar, que crea esta otra parte que es de Muertos, y fue lo que le llamó la atención.
Yes. And I think that's something that's important if anybody here wants to be a writer. But the idea of, like, if you take a scene and really expand on that scene, you can get so much more out of it. And I was fortunate to get an entire other script out of
Ah,
this one scene, and understanding the characters so well that you can write, okay, what happened before the movie began. Like, because when we watch a movie, we're only watching from the
That's
beginning to the end.
that is very important. And
Yeah,
when I went to the script school, well,
yeah,
I wasn't in the school.
yeah,
I took a lot of workshop.
yeah,
Ok,
yeah.
si ustedes no saben,
Sí,
porque se van a asombrar, no
sí,
sé si se van a asombrar. Yo soy escritor de guiones.
sí,
Tengo más de 7 guiones. Y tengo uno que es like I'm a baby. Someday I'm going to shooting.
yeah,
Y quedó finalista en Sun. O sea, I know what we're talking about.
yeah,
I'm not talking like no, I know exactly. We talking the same language. Estamos
yeah,
hablando el mismo lenguaje
sí,
de cómo se escribe un guión, de cómo
sí,
es la historia, de dónde viene la historia. No es solo un personaje, tiene que tener una historia, que
yeah,
igual como actor
yeah.
tienes que
Same as an
hacerlo.
actor, same
As
thing,
an
same
actor,
thing.
you need to
Yeah,
create a story or your character, because
yeah,
in another way it's gonna be empty.
yeah,
You know where you need to know where is your character came from.
correct.
So, okay, entonces se creó Muertos, de ahí salió Muertos, que es
Right.
una escena, pero creas, claro, como buen escritor, like
Yeah,
a good writer,
yeah.
you for that scene you create a
A whole
story,
movie.
not to a whole movie. Fuck, man, it's
So
crazy.
now the pandemic is happening, right? Everything stops. There's no movies being made. There's no yoga classes. So I'm in Mexico and I say, okay, I'm inspired. I want to shoot Muertos in Mexico. So I started to hold castings. That's how I met you. I started to interview crew. I started to look at locations. I started to think about what equipment we're going to use. I started to think about it, even though we didn't have the money. I started to start the ball rolling, get things moving. And I spent 3 years doing just that. I went
I
to
know,
Mexico
I
City.
know, I
I went to
know.
Guadalajara. I went to Guanajuato. I held auditions. I met so many people, and it just being able to at least start, rather than keep talking about it, thinking about it, like just being able to hold auditions, meet actors. We did a lot of table reads, and it just got it was exciting. It was exciting to take the first steps, but the bottom line is we still had to get the money. So
Bendito dinero,
I gave the script to
bendito
one of my
dinero.
closest friends, and he
Money,
loved
money,
it.
money.
Yeah, money, money. So my friend Ed Martin, he read the script. He loved Muertos. He says, "Look, I wanna make this movie. I want to help you." So he was able to talk to different financiers and companies and producers, and we had somebody who said, "Yes, I will put up the money for this movie." And then the strike happens. And now we can't shoot the movie because we got the SAG and the DG the WGA. I'm like, oh my god, am I ever gonna make this movie? Like, so I said, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna write a prequel to the prequel. I'm gonna take another scene from Muertos and I'm gonna expand on that scene. And then I wrote De La Cruz.
De la Cruz.
See,
Yeah.
in De La Cruz, the idea with De La Cruz is let me shoot something much simpler than Muertos, much simpler than Butterfly, that I can shoot on my own. That if I have to, I can shoot it on my phone. That was my thinking. I said, if I have to
Oh,
shoot this
wow. I
movie
didn't know
on
that.
my phone, I'm gonna shoot this movie. Like, I'm not gonna wait. I'm just gonna go and just start the process. And if I have to, now luckily we would have to shoot on the phone. Luckily, there's great cameras out there that people
Yeah,
own. And
amazing cameras.
we were very fortunate to get an amazing red camera, and that's how it all began. But I think that's a very important, whether it's filmmaking, whether it's fitness, whether it's yoga, whatever it is like, take the steps. You don't have to wait for the money. You don't have to wait. At least do what you can now. Take the steps. I was able to go there and hold auditions. I was able to go there and start rehearsals. I was able to go do table reads. Those are things that I could do that we didn't require much money, quite a little bit of money, but not a lot. So that was able to get things going. And then we were very fortunate. We met an investor. He says, "Hey, I want to put up some money for the movie," and that started us. And that's how De La Cruz started to finally move after all these years.
Yeah, let's go talking about that. We just
Yeah.
shoot his movie here in Mexico City,
Yes.
where it
Yes.
was a privilege to be part
Yes.
of the cast. Thank you
That's
so much
wonderful.
for the opportunity.
Yeah.
And play Jolie's father.
Yeah.
Yo,
Santiago.
yo hago a Santiago, que es el
Sí,
papá de la protagonista de toda la historia.
sí.
Y let's talk with people about De La Cruz, de qué se
Wow.
trata.
I am so happy that finally we did it. You were there for 3 years on this journey with me. And it's again just being able to finally take that step and finally get it going. I'm so thrilled. We shot it. This is nuts, and I still can't believe that we did this. We shot the entire movie in 16 days. which is
Amazing.
crazy for a feature
Right.
film. It was over 100 pages, 93 scenes. I was like, oh my God, how are we going to do this? We shot 15-hour days, 17-hour days, 12 hours was pretty standard. But we had a wonderful crew. We had an amazing cast, yourself included, and
Thank
Sophie
you.
and
I appreciate
Raul, who played Lobo, and Cristel and Mario, and so many amazing people. We had so much, what a wonderful, wonderful cast that was very inspiring, where honestly, I was never tired. I would shoot either 12, 15, 17-hour days, and I was not tired.
Absolutely. You were doing what you love to
Is
do.
it?
You
You
don't
don't.
get tired. What are
I
you talking
barely
about?
ate. I barely slept.
Doesn't matter. It's like a drug.
It's
You
a
can
drug.
really
It's a
stop.
drug.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
Nobody
it's
can
the
ever.
best
Sorry,
drug.
but I had to say that when you're doing what you love, you're
Yeah.
not working.
Yes, for sure, for sure. It didn't feel like work. It wasn't easy because we were facing the challenge of time. To shoot so
Well,
much.
let me tell you something. I
Yeah,
want to say that right now. Let me
yeah.
tell you how pleasure. Deben decirme qué placer es trabajar con Michael.
Thank you. Thank you.
Because you can tell he's done his job.
Yes,
But the most important thing, lo más importante es que él entiende muy bien al actor.
yes, yes.
He let the actor give, he asked for opinion. Most of the
Yeah,
directors, they are like a fucking military.
yeah.
This is, okay, está bien. No, what do you think about
Yes,
this? Oh my God. You
yeah,
know how much pressure take out on my shoulders when
yeah,
a director let me
yes,
give my opinion. Obviously,
yes,
still he's a director.
yes,
Él todavía es un director. No vengo yo a inventar a cambiar la película. Obviously,
yes,
no. Like, okay, you know what? No, wait. No.
yes.
He's ask you your opinion because good director waiting because maybe you can give you another thing you never thought thinking about the
Absolutely,
character.
absolutely,
And
absolutely.
that's the best. That's the most beautiful thing of being an actor.
Yes, yes,
Give
yes,
think, create a
yes,
character. And I
yes.
was any scene. Michael asked me with so honesty question, Fernando, ¿qué piensas?
Yeah,
¿Qué crees que podemos hacer aquí? I'm like, what the fuck, really?
yeah.
Because they're like, is it not common? I've been almost
I,
20
you know,
years.
it's hard for me to understand that people don't, other directors don't ask and don't communicate with the actors and get feedback because we're looking at the whole picture, we're looking at camera angles and lighting and so many components. And you guys are focused on your character, so it's like to not ask your feedback is dumb.
No, but let me tell you, I didn't finish. Wait. No,
Yeah,
the new generation does that.
yeah.
The
Okay.
directors 30, 28, they do that.
Good, good,
But
good.
you're my generation,
Yes.
the directors in our age, they don't
Yeah.
do that.
Yes. Yes.
That's what I talk. That's what I try to say. But
Yes.
lo más interesante es que somos de 50. ¿Qué edad tienes tú?
51.
Oh, tú tienes 51 años.
Sí.
Los directores con los que yo he trabajado, no de 50, de 40, son unos ogros, son unos militares. Okay, right. I know that. I'm cool. I'm okay. Yeah, I'll do whatever you want. It's
Yes.
okay. But the new generation, los jóvenes de 30 hacen eso.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Humildes.
I'm
They're
happy.
very humble. They're like
Yeah.
obviously, I'm an old guy. I say, oh, Fernando, please, you have you know what I mean? Give me your, but
Yes.
you are so open to listen to you. But then
Yeah.
our generation is not
Oh,
like
it's
that.
important. It's important.
I was so pleased in working with you
Thank you.
because
Same.
you, this is so cool. I
Yes.
want to be working with you, whatever you do, dude.
Yeah,
You know,
brother. Thank you. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. It was a pleasure to work with you. You have such amazing presence. You're
thank you.
bilingual. You look great on camera. Like you
Thank you.
brought so much to the character, so much to the table. And it was just I've been editing. I've been editing for the last almost 6 weeks now.
Oh, wow.
And I worked on many of your scenes. And it's such a just beautiful to see like you and Cristel who play Yoli's mom and
Right.
Sophie who play Yoli to see the chemistry of the
I
three
can't
of
wait.
you. It was so fun. It was so fun.
Pues, we almost there. So,
Yeah,
porque
yeah.
people are crazy. They want to ask you. Todo el mundo te quiere hacer preguntas. Ok, entonces, vamos ya.
Yeah.
¿Cuándo vas? ¿Qué es la película? ¿Cuándo va a salir? Sí sé que va a salir, pero ¿cuándo? ¿Dónde? ¿Cómo se llama? ¿Dónde la vamos a poder ver? O maybe dónde. ¿De qué se trata? Let's go.
See, so the name is De La Cruz.
De la Cruz fue el nombre de la película.
And I'm still editing. I think I probably have another maybe month or so as far as editing. And then we still got to do color correcting, sound effects, special effects, so probably another month. So maybe I'd say, maybe
3 months?
April or May, we should have a screening. So we'll definitely want to do a screening in Mexico City. I have to do a screening in New York and LA, but for sure we'll let everyone know through your outlet to let everyone know when to come to check out the screening. So I would say plan on like April or May. We'll do an in-person screening in Mexico City, and then we have to take it out to a company. We have a company who we're talking to right now. I can't say who it is just yet, but I will
It's
announce
okay.
it.
It's okay.
That's
It's okay.
interested. They've been following our journey. They're aware of what's going on. I just got to deliver a great edit, and show it to the owner. And thank God my producer has relationships with them. So we're comfortable. That I have faith in it. I believe in it so much. I know that it will get out there. It will be seen. It will get sold, and it will be shown.
I know the question because I know I've been in your shoes,
Yes.
but I had to ask this.
Yes.
And I know, don't hate me, but I know
Yeah.
people are going to ask that.
Yeah.
Because people don't understand. La gente no entiende lo difícil que es hacer una película.
No, it's so
Made a movie is almost the same, un milagro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Almost the same.
Oh, for sure.
You made a movie, you like whoa, you did it, because we're talking about independent filmmakers. We're not talking about studio. No estamos hablando de un estudio que tiene millones. No, no hay dinero. Es amor al arte, es a love and art. That's the reason. Pero le voy a hacer una pregunta a Michael, no me odies.
Sí.
¿Dónde vamos a poder ver De la Cruz? You see? No, they hate me. But I know they're going to want everyone, they don't know about this. Ok, ¿dónde la vamos a ver? Me están preguntando, ¿dónde la vamos a ver?
Sí.
Okay.
We don't know yet. Because right now what's great is that you have many platforms like Netflix and Hulu and Amazon, and there's so many platforms. So the way that the way the process works for people could learn is you write it, then you got to shoot it, then you got to edit it, then you got to sell it, which is probably the most important thing. Now, selling it means getting people to watch it, getting executives at these companies to watch it. So you have to present them to it, and hopefully they're excited and they're interested. That the good thing about De La Cruz is it deals with MMA, mixed martial arts. It deals with family. It deals with a Latina protagonist. The main character is Latina. She's Mexicana. It deals with Santa Muerte. It deals with so many topics, so that I feel that we have a very, very strong chance, because it'll speak to many different people. Whether you're into fitness and martial arts, you can relate. Whether you're into just family dynamics, and you'll relate. If you're into spirituality, you can relate to Santa Muerte. If you're into crime, you like crime genre in terms of the movies.
Let me translate, mi amigo.
Yeah, please.
La película de La Cruz toca muchos tópicos. Valga la redundancia. Toca de MMA, porque la chica, la niña, la que hace mi hija, rapidito, es violada, se trata de vengar aprendiendo a pelear, eso es un tópico. Toca la Santa Muerte, eso es otro tópico. Toca la familia, eso es otro tópico. Toca valores, eso es otro tópico. Tiene muchos tópicos. Saber dónde vamos a estar no es fácil, porque está Netflix, Amazon, on and on. Hay muchas plataformas. Entonces, obviamente, Michael va a tener que tratar de negociar. No es que se va a hacer millonario. I hope you make millions. I hope. Pero the reality is not like that, because estas plataformas siempre quieren todo para ellos, y a él le quiere dar, ojalá que no sea este caso, pero saber exactamente dónde vamos a estar es muy difícil ahorita, porque todavía está editando, falta corrección de color, y tal vez en 3-4 meses. Hey, by the way, I'm going to be in Queens, May 31st, doing the workshop. I hope you are.
Amazing. Oh,
I'm going to be in LA on March 10th doing my workshop.
Okay.
And then next month, March 10th, March 31st, I'm going to be in New York, Queens.
Wow.
And April 2nd, I'm going to be in Houston doing my workshop. And April 14th in Miami.
Wow.
Entonces, esta es la historia. Ok, no es fácil, pero todo va a ser su premiere en México. Seguro va a haber aquí un red carpet. Tengo el honor porque yo soy uno de los actores. Y también va a haber un red carpet en New York. Obviously, maybe in LA also. You guys nos van a ayudar a que la gente vea más la película, y vamos a muchas plataformas. Ok, let's go. Q&A.
All right, bring it on.
Preguntas para Michael. Yo sé que muchos no entienden inglés. Yo traté de traducir simultaneously, pero creo que algunos em, agarraron la idea. Vamos a ver, mucha gente se salió porque yo no entiendo inglés, bye bye. I understand that, ¿sabes quién estuvo aquí? Pero vamos a volverlo a hacer, Raúl, el lobo.
Yeah, Raul
He told you.
Lobo.
He told
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
No, te lo dijo, no. He told you, yes. Yes,
No, I saw he posted it. I saw him post it. Yeah.
we were here, but we're going to do it again. It wasn't good. We
Okay.
have some issues with the
Okay.
sound. We're going to do it again.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's great.
Uriel Alvarez, congratulations for your movie.
Thank you.
Sandra Chicas, I will to see that movie. Katy Díaz, you did a good job. Thank you. Sigamos. A ver, pregunten, chicos. Mira, Michael Baez es, como vieron, es director, productor, escritor y también instructor de yoga. También les expliqué que da cursos de yoga si lo quieren tomar y hoy podemos aprovechar para preguntarle. Pregunten todos los que, bueno, aquí hay 39 people. Obviously, it's very low number because I know they scared because it's in English. 66 en TikTok, always is around 200 people. Ellos van a regresar. Gracias, Érico, por la prosa. A ver, pregunten. Me voy a regresar. Alguien dice, Uriel, ¿podría estar? It's gonna be maybe in Sundance?
Yeah, possibly. That's a good point for bringing that up. Thank you, Ariel. Film festivals is another great way. Film festivals, there's so many different outlets now as well. I love film festivals. I attend them. I've spoken on a few panels for sure. So we have a whole plan for releasing it. But film festivals is definitely one option.
¿Cómo se llama la película?
De la Cruz. De la Cruz.
Virginia Gutierrez, I want the certification info.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So if you could put it on the screen.
Danos tus redes. Vamos a ver si Adriana, ¿estás ahí? A ver si puedes escribir en la pantalla para que vean dónde conseguir o dónde seguir a Michael. Let's go. Michael, where can I follow you in Instagram and Facebook? Where?
Sure. So everything is Awakened Warrior Yoga. That's the name of it. Awakened with the ED at the end. Awakened Warrior Yoga.
Ok, ahorita le escriben el nombre a Adriana. Gracias, Adriana. Awakened, lo vamos a escribir en todas las redes. Awakened Girl. What is this about today? We're talking about, estamos entrevistando a un director en el cual yo tuve una película y es instructor también de yoga y de eso estamos hablando. Sigamos. A ver, ¿qué más? How do you combine the yoga and the movie making business in your life?
That's a great question. Thank you for asking that. I find that in between making movies, it takes years, sometimes it could take decades. In between, you need something else to do. So yoga has been that for me. Being a yoga teacher, I taught a yoga class today. I just graduated somebody on Friday. So having breaks, you have to fill your time. Otherwise, you'll go crazy waiting for the next thing. So I find that waiting. So doing yoga helps me. And honestly, being a yogi, this is my first time where I was actually on set directing the movie, and I felt like, okay, I would meditate every morning. First thing I would do in the morning when we were shooting the movie is I wake up, I do a little meditation. I would be on set. I would try to be as mindful of being present, being in the moment right now, especially with the actors. Like I'm solely present on what's happening in the scene right now. So I'm using a lot of the philosophy of yoga when I was directing, being able to communicate, being able to express myself, being fully present, observing, being watching, being mindful how I speak to people. There were a couple of times where some people got me upset and then I had to go to my karate side and then yell at them.
Absolutely. I bet.
That's balance. You have to have balance in life, the yin and the yang, right? Sometimes you be gentle and kind, and sometimes you have to yell at someone and let them know that who's the boss. And I find myself doing that too.
Somebody asking TikTok, you still love karate?
I still do. Within the yoga program, I teach a little bit of martial arts because most of my students are women. So I like to teach self-defense, some basic self-defense techniques. So I show them how to punch, how to do elbow strikes, how to kick, how to do knee strikes, so they can learn how to defend themselves in case, God forbid, they're ever attacked. At least having spent some time with me, they know some basic self-defense techniques, and that's just my way to help them.
Que él no solo les enseña yoga, también les enseña defensa personal, porque la mayoría de sus clientes son mujeres y no solo enseña yoga. Good. A ver, I'm so excited about you guests because I like the filmmaking. In my early year, I wrote a screenplay, but nothing happened. Uriel Alvarez.
Uriel, he knows. Uriel's asking the right questions.
Yeah.
Keep going, Uriel. Don't give up, man. Keep going.
Uh,
I'm a perfect example. I've been working on this dream for over 20 years.
is a so crazy life to
Yeah.
be actor, writer, director.
Yes.
It's like es muy duro, es muy duro, es muy duro, muy
Yes.
duro, muy duro. Fíjate, yo llevo 28 años como actor y no me conocen sino en mi casa.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
been an actor. I've been in school. I went in Stella Outlet. It doesn't matter. It's so hard. It's too hard.
It's
It doesn't matter
challenging.
what.
It's
You
one of the
director,
most
you
challenging industries.
producer, huh?
Yes. Yeah, no, it's one of the hard. I think it could have been a lot easier if I decided to be a painter or playing piano. But I chose probably one of the most hardest industries to get into. But I love it.
Because you know what? So many people ask me, "Oh my God, how can I be an actor?" I say, my first answer is, you really want to be an actor? You know what? You ready for your rejection 24/7?
Yes, yes.
Rejection
You gotta
after
be. You gotta deal with
rejection.
rejection.
You
Yes,
can handle that. You are in good path.
that's right.
That's the first thing.
That's
And
right.
the secondly, you never have a stable job.
Yep.
Never. You
Yep.
work 2 months and 6 months, nothing.
Nothing. Yep. Yep.
So the struggling is part of your life. And you know
Yeah.
what? That helps a lot.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
helps to create a strong person, a strong
Yes.
character.
For sure.
Nothing is guaranteed. Nada es seguro.
Yes.
It's something, you know what, in my opinion, not every actor, you learn too good how to manage money.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You gotta make it stretch.
You became Nancy, how did your life change after going deeper into yoga?
Wow, wow, so many ways, but I would say in short, one, I became a vegetarian. I don't eat meat. One of the philosophies of yoga is that we have to appreciate all living creatures. So we practice that, in compassion for all living creatures. So that's one thing. Two, I have a huge, huge faith and belief. I've always been. I was raised Catholic. Eventually became
Obviously.
Christian. Exactly. I became Christian. I discovered yoga and just went deeper into spirituality. So I have tremendous faith in the divine, call it God, call it universe, whatever you want to call it. I have faith. It really made me see that we're all one. We're all together. We're all the same planet.
Let me translate
Yes,
that
please,
because
please,
it's
please.
so
Yes, that's
beautiful. Let
important.
me translate that because it's so beautiful. Michael le preguntaron que cómo ha cambiado su vida desde que ha entrado en el yoga y él dice, bueno, primero que todo, porque el yoga le enseñó, primero él se convirtió en vegetariano. El yoga te enseña que todas las criaturas merecen respeto.
Sí.
Y también lo que le enseñó el yoga es la energía, a estar presente, lo cual I'm agree 100% with you. And eso es lo que le ha traído a ello y le da mucha estabilidad emocional, balance. Yo debería empezar a tomar más yoga y para no explotar, porque ya me han visto, fuck it, y meditation. Pero qué bueno, dice Josie, qué vida tan interesante. Bueno, muchachos, yo creo que esto, we can keep going for a little while, pero I love this, I love to people people ask me, okay, what is going to be your podcast? Because now it's podcast everywhere.
I know.
And I said, I don't want to just talking about fitness because it's more about my license fitness. It's more about, hay más que el fitness. Y quiero traer todo tipo de invitados, amigos. Y I think this is great because can show you with a human being can be good and one and more than one thing. And you are one of them. You are your studio, you are a great director, you are writer, you made your movie. You should be so proud of yourself, my friend. Because
Thank you. I am.
No,
It was
too. Someday I'm going to make my movie. I think someday.
Yes.
And it's one of the things, my goal, because I'm like that. Everything what I do, I'm finished.
Yes.
But it's hard to make a movie.
It's hard, brother.
I told you a bunch of times, I know where you come from. Because it's almost everything's against you. Everything. Quieres hacer una película. Y parece que cuando decides hacer una película, todo el mundo en contra. When you say, I'm going to make a movie, everything goes, a strike.
Oh my God. Oh my God, pandemic. I mean, come on, who could have predicted that?
This is what happened with me. I'm right now better. Yo no pude hacer una escena. Remember?
Yeah,
Yo no la
yeah,
hice. Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't
yeah, yeah. That's right. That's right.
because I got
The surgery.
injury in my neck, and
Oh
I
my
sent
God.
you the
The
picture
picture.
in a cast. I say, oh, Michael,
No.
sorry, bro. And I'm like, shit. Yo tenía una escena que no se hizo. Obviously, we couldn't. We had to keep going.
I know.
I'm so healthy. I'm so strong, and I can't believe it. I was
See?
so much in pain with my arm. What the
Oh
fuck?
my God.
Whatever.
Oh my God.
Katy Diaz, best wishes and
Thank you.
blessing for your future.
Thank
Hope
you. Thank you.
everything goes the way you want and
Thank you.
deserve.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Ok, ahí está el Awakening Warrior. Así
Yeah.
lo pueden encontrar en todas las redes, right? En
Yeah,
all
yeah,
of
for
them.
sure. Yeah. And if anybody wants to message me, and we can send them a little meditation video, even just to kind of introduce them a little bit to yoga. I have some videos I can send them as well. No charge, just as a gift to say thank you for taking the time out to watch this, and thank you, Fernando. So we can send you a little video of meditation, a little bit of yoga, so you can at least learn the basics.
Thank you. Que él puede
Yeah.
enviarles un video de meditación solamente de agradecimiento.
Sí, sí.
Okay, Michael, thank you so much, bro.
Thank you, brother.
You make so much for me. Thank you for taking your time to
you.
be in my podcast.
My honor. My honor.
And it's mutual. It's mutual. I'm very admire you. You're a great person, good energy. I always say that. And I can't wait to see De La Cruz movie. I can't wait to be in the premiere. It doesn't matter where.
I can't
Please
wait.
let me know. I want to be there. And
Yeah.
obviously, I know that movie is gonna be great. But it doesn't matter. It says successful or not. You already did great thing that just finished your movie. It doesn't matter what, man. It doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter if the people like. No, you did good job. So, le digo a Michael que no importa. Ya hizo una película es sumamente difícil hacerla. Nada más lo que intenta hacer una película, vas a ver lo que es. Y lo admiro y lo felicito. Tengo la fortuna de ser parte de esa película y creo que van a ser 3, ¿no? 3.
Yeah, three parts. This is part 1. Yeah, we got 2 more to go.
Yes. Porque no es nada más la primera, vienen muchas y espero yo estar en todas las 3, así esté viejito. I hope that I can be there. Well, thank you so much, Michael.
Thank you, Fernando. It's a pleasure, and I want to thank you because when we did one of the readings, you were like, "Okay, enough rewriting, just shoot the damn movie," and I'll never forget that. And I really appreciate your enthusiasm and your belief in me and the project, and it was just a privilege to have you on set.
Absolutely. I always say I had to push this guy. It's no more reading, please, because I know, man, it's hard. You know what happened? Because before we finish, my baby, what is inked, when I got the 17 draft, I think I did 20.
Oh my gosh.
And so I had to stop, man.
Yeah.
I had to stop.
And
let me tell you what happened. Yeah. People who read the draft 15, they read the 20, they don't like it. Say, well, you did it. You have to stop. You ruined your movie. Are you serious? Yeah, dude. 15, 16 was amazing. Because you had to stop.
Yes.
You had to. Ya se acabó. Vamos a filmar. Se acabó. No mires más el guión. Ya. It's done. It's done.
That's right.
It's gonna be ruined.
Yeah.
Okay, bro.
I can see that. All right, brother. Thank you, everybody. Peace. Love you all.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ok, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Pasen una noche linda. Gracias a todos los que estuvieron en este lindo podcast con Michael Baz desde Los Ángeles, director, escritor, instructor de yoga. Síganlo, los quiero. Mañana estamos a la misma hora, a las 10 de la mañana. Ayuda, hola, ¿me puedes responder por qué lo he visto y es sincero, no puedo hacer fuerza, mi Lazar? Ya se terminó mi live. Gracias a todos. No hubo casi gente, obviamente, porque fue en inglés. Sé que mucha gente no habla el inglés. Pero bueno, y alguien hasta entró y empezó a ofender porque lo hacía en inglés, pueden creerlo. Alguien no solo empezó a ofenderme a mí, sino a mi invitado. No puedo creer, lo bloqueé. No puedo creer la cantidad de gente tan mezquina que puedes encontrar en las redes, que ofenden a la misma persona porque no habla el mismo idioma o porque pretende hablar otro idioma. Es increíble y me entristece eso. Pero bueno, los quiero mucho. Esto ya va a estar en mi Spotify. Vayan a Spotify, va a estar ahí presente en mi canal de YouTube. Síganme en mi canal de YouTube, síganme en mi Facebook y en todas mis redes. Los quiero y nos vemos mañana. Bye, bye.